Luke, wait. Oh, well, what a surprise.
Yeah, well,
Heavens, the two illegitimates. A big illegitimate and a little illegitimate.
Well, we came by to say hi to Daddy, right?
Oh, which daddy is that? You both have different ones, you know.
I know about Jason, but I came by to say hi to Mike.
Oh, well, both you and Jason are in luck. They're both in the living room.
Hello, Jimmy Lee.
Hi.
Hi, Jason.
What are you doing?
Let me take him up to Mrs. Quartermain. She'd love to see him.
Okay, go
My
ahead.
Stella, that's the best idea you've had all day.
Want to go see Granny? Yeah, good boy.
Granny. Isn't that cute?
Good.
Adorable.
There's always a chance we could settle for less.
If you think the Charno family would even consider a settlement, you're crazy. We have no defense, they'll kill us.
Sounds like somebody's talking lawsuit.
Well, not against us, against Bulan Pharmaceuticals, which ELQ happens to own. They lost a patient at the hospital yesterday due to some contaminated Bulan Pharmaceuticals.
That's tough.
It's worse than that. If Bulin goes down, ELQ's gonna lose millions.
Well, look, if you guys get into trouble, I mean, just ask me. I'll keep you afloat with the whole Quartermain construction.
Aha! Oh, for joy! A whole $4 a week. You can have lunch at Kelly's once a week.
Look, I'm serious. If we get hit, we have to stick together. And if we do, just ask me.
Would you do me a favor? Would you save all of this kind of loyalty for your fellow laborers down on the waterfront?
It's not an act, Alan.
You mean to tell me you would turn over all your assets to us like that?
That's right. If you needed it, yes.
Well, of course you would, my boy. And so would you, Alan. We Quartermains stick together. I thank you very much, Jimmy Lee. I don't think I'm going to need your money, but I sure do appreciate the offer.
Hi there, cousin.
Nice try, Jimmy Lee.
I saw the two of you sitting here, and I thought you might like some nice hot coffee.
Oh, how thoughtful, Miss Dearborn, but I'm afraid I must be going.
Oh, come on, Jimmy Lee, why don't you admit it? Weren't you kind of, hoping you'd drop in on us?
No, not really. And I would have covered the kid's eyes at the appropriate time.
Oh, you're such a gentleman. Come on, Jason.
So,
Yeah.
how did it go?
Well, fine. Luckily, Scotty got here a little bit early, too. And just about 5 minutes before Luke came over and punched him out.
Luke came here and punched him out. Huh, great. Why?
Well, apparently there was some story that was leaked to the newspaper. And Luke blamed Scotty for it. I don't really care. I got what I wanted. What's this?
Look, Heather, I think that having Scotty here was stupid.
Why? Wouldn't make any difference. Luke would have found Scotty and beat him up wherever Scotty was.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about having him here for what you wanted. Alan could have come by at any time.
Yeah, and Alan would have knocked.
Oh, yeah, and that would have been just great. Just great. You opening the door in all your glory. I'm sure Lila would love to know that her grandson is growing up in a cat house. And tell you the truth, I don't approve of it either.
Don't you get moralistic with me, Jimmy Lee. Who do you think you are? You know, you're not the kid's father. You don't care about him any more than I do. You're just using him, like me, to get next to the Quartermain cash.
Only a twisted mind like yours come up with something like that.
Oh, come on. At least I'm honest enough to admit it. So we're both users. If I can get what I want from Scotty, I'm going to do it. And too bad if you don't like it.
I don't like it.
Who cares? You're not using anything to get me what I want. So I'm going to use what I have to get what I want. Any place I want. And if you don't like it, that's too bad, country boy.
Luke, listen to me.
Look, I don't want to listen to you unless you're going to talk dirty to me.
Watch TV on here.
Hey, hi.
Would you get in here?
Look, I don't want to get your clothes dirty.
No, just come on in now. It's important.
Look, I don't want to mess up your place. I know you have troubles with the landlord.
I'm going to be a lot more trouble if you don't help me.
Have I refused you anything?
No, not yet, but that doesn't mean anything.
Okay, would you get to the point? I left a half-finished plastering job to an apprentice who can't even hammer a nail right.
But don't tell me I have to explain what a social worker can do.
No, I got the picture. I just want to know what the emergency is.
Because the woman who's coming down here, the social worker, she can take Jason away from me.
She's got to have a reason, first of all. And this place looks okay to me. No rats, no overcrowding, and you're a fit mother. Or at least you'll think you're a fit mother after you put on your sweetness act, right?
Come on, Jimmy Lee, that's not the point. There's things I have to go out and take care of. I want everything to be perfect.
Well, then do it.
I can't. There was no one to take care of Jason. Mrs. Bowman called and told me she was still sick.
That's it. You want me to babysit.
I wouldn't call you unless I was absolutely desperate.
Okay, how long?
Not very, I promise.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you sit with Jason, and I'll go and run your errands for you. It'll be a lot faster.
No, what do you know about tea cakes?
I don't know. I'll find out at the grocery store.
That's just the point. You don't get them at the grocery store. You get them at the bakery, and not just any bakery. I want the very best.
For a social worker?
I invited Lila and Edward Quartermain along, too.
Uh-huh. Now it all makes sense.
Thank you, Jimmy Lee. I knew you'd understand.
Will you wait a second?
Now, I'll be back before you know it.
Heather.
See you later.
Now, what am I going to do with you, huh? Jason, I got a lot of money tied up in this job, huh? What am I going to do with you?
Let me down.
I can't put you down. I'll tell you what. Hey, I'll tell you what. Why don't you and me, we can go to work. How's that? We'll have a lot of fun, huh? Is that good? Okay, come on. You'll have fun. We'll plaster. It's just like sculpting. You'll love it. All right.
Wouldn't you know, all I had to do was wait one more day before I sold and I'd be a wealthy man.
You are already wealthy, Edward.
Well, a much more wealthy man, and there's nothing wrong with that. But oh no, I had to lose my nerve and sell the stock just before they made a 2-point gain.
Well, maybe I could give you some news that would cheer you up.
Oh, lamb for dinner?
Nope. Clean bill of health from the FDA. They have gone through the entire plant, found absolutely no traces of any tainting, so Boulan can start going into production as soon as possible.
Oh, well, that is great news.
Mm-hmm.
But if it didn't come from the plant, where did it come from?
Well, as it stands now, we don't know whether the bacteria came from the IV tube, from the needle, from the drug. We just don't know anything right now.
Now, what about that vial that contained the drug that you were so worried about?
Well, that was discarded. So if it was a vial or a bottle, whatever, if they don't have any evidence, Edward, then they can't prove anything. As far as I'm concerned, the case is closed. So now, you and I are going to go down to the hospital and deliver the results to Steve Hardy.
And then we're coming back here to have that little gin game you promised us on the terrace.
Oh, well, I'll start shuffling the cards.
Don't stack the deck this time, please.
Me? Oh,
Yes.
never. As far as that game goes, it's going to have to be later this afternoon. I have an appointment this morning.
Oh, something important?
Probably not, but it should be interesting. Well, if I don't see you for a while, have a good day.
Okay, you too, Father.
Bye.
What to do, Rose? I've looked everywhere. I've tried everything. Wait a minute. Maybe I haven't. I probably should have tried there first. No, never mind. It's a long story. I'll tell you some other time. Bye. Jimmy Lee, I'm glad you showed up, because in 5 more minutes...
Hi, I'm Ann Blevins from Social Services.
Hi. Come on in.
Thank you. Oh, what a cute little house. Of course, Baby has a room of his own.
Baby?
Jason.
Yes. Yes, of course he does. He has his own room. It's the best room in the house, as a matter of fact.
Love to see it. And the child.
Sure. Would you like some tea first? I have a fresh pot brewing, and I have some lovely tea cakes.
No, we can get to all of that later. First, I'd like to observe the child in his own environment. Since he's at the age where he can't tell me how he feels, I have to observe and make that decision for him.
Right, yeah. That's a very interesting approach. The only problem is that I'm afraid that Jason, he's...
Knock, knock.
I hope we're not disturbing you.
No. Come on in.
Well, we were just out for a stroll. Thought I'd stop by and see if you'd found Jimmy Lee yet.
Lila, Edward, this is Mrs. Blevins. She's from the County Social Services Department. Mr. and Mrs. Edward Quartermain, they're Jason's grandparents.
I do. And there's the little darling. Oh, he's the cutest little boy.
Bye.
And he talks. At his age, how wonderful. He can tell me all about his new mom.